Once if somebody is a suspect, they address the person, they removed everything, the knickers, and they are beating the central government. And yet, we have a history as a country. We cannot afford to see this happening in the NRM government, where we all rejoiced and thanked the president for liberating this country.
What is your fear? Why have we decided to make election to appear as it's war? Do we want to take this country into anarchy? In operation, honestly, it's Electoral Commission to invite police, and if they are skeletal, maybe the army to support. But what is happening is like the minister slept on duty. Because if Electoral Commission had a meeting and he was not even in the meeting and he does not know anything, what hope can he give Ugandans? Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for giving room to debate this particular issue. This morning I was on talk show. Literally, NRM, if it will ever get any votes in Kawempe, I want to tell you, skeletal, the community is bleeding. Why have we decided to militarize something which is for civilians? What is your fear? Why have we decided to make election to appear as it's war? Do we want to take this country into anarchy? We have had enough. Innocent people are being beaten. Can you imagine? Media is the fourth estate. The fourth estate has lost an eye. We can happily sit here and say the treatment will be covered. Can you imagine? Really? Do you know what pain is in a person who has lost an eye? Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg you, the only hope remaining for our community, especially when it comes to Kawempe, is this house. Kindly put your feet on this matter. It must stop.
Thank you. Honorable Crow.
And I was there to campaign. I was almost lynched when I mentioned the name. NRM, they almost lynched me because they were bitter with NRM by that time. So I'm requesting that we put a stop on this because we are nearing the elections. What is going to happen when everyone is campaigning and nobody is even there to stand for any? Thank you so much. We need to put a stop on this.
Honorable Joyce Bagara, then Honorable.
Right, Honorable Speaker, since I watched the news that a prospective member of parliament can come from nomination and is pulled off a motorbike, thrown onto the ground. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have a history as a country. We cannot afford to see this happening in the NRM government, where we all rejoiced and thanked the president for liberating this country. Who are these officers? When I heard the police, the spokesperson for Honorable, I'm a former Felix Kulaije, speaking and saying they don't know these people. Now, how can people have guns, have sticks, beat up Ugandans, and nobody is arresting them? And they continued with this even the next day. I have raised the issue of officers covering their faces. If you are not criminals, why are you covering your faces? Why don't you want to be seen by the Ugandans? Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to request, we moved away from the governments that were not democratic. Our constitution obligates the state to ensure free participation by all Ugandans. They are free to participate in politics and elect the person that they want. If that is not the way we want to go, can we scrap off these elections, right, Honorable Speaker? Can we go back to the movement to no party state and we stand on individual merit? Because the parties are now, we are getting divided around parties. If political parties are an issue, right, Honorable Speaker, we are requesting for constitution amendments. Can we have constitution amendments here before we go into elections? We are silent and yet the days are drawing closer. Can we discuss these matters?
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
To inform the women down there that indeed, as you go for some of the loans in those banks, you can have the right to inheritance of land. It's not true that it's only men who have right to inheritance. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Flavia Rob Horo, Honorable Pascal Menya.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to wish the women of this country and the whole citizenry a happy Women's Day. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank my minister for the elaborate statement. But the need to accelerate action requires us to swiftly and decisively have steps to achieve the gender agenda. Right Honorable Speaker, with the right actions and intentional support, we shall make appropriate progress. The amount of child parents we are registering every day, even after COVID-19, is alarming. Right Honorable Speaker, if we have to speak about the actions, I think we need now a legislation on a child rights approach to reintegration assistance to the child parents to facilitate re-entry into school. This should be employing a comprehensive child protection and welfare system in order for them to actualize their right to basic education and ensure proper care for their children. Right Honorable Speaker, the more we delay the policy and the legislation to reintegrate child parents, because I know there are even child parents among boys, let's have a policy and a legislation to cause a re-entry, which I know should be a process. But let us be deliberate and intentional. And so I would like to implore the ministry to develop a policy and later a legislation for reintegration of the child parents back into the school programs. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Pascal Menya, Honorable Stella Tiang.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Seen a man being beaten after stealing. I've never seen a man being undressed in public. Honorable Minister for Gender, what are we doing for our women? Much as we are advocating, we are going to celebrate Women's Day. It is really appalling. Women, once they are caught even being a suspect, someone is a suspect, they undress the women. They are dressed naked. I've seen the women. I'm not going to mention their names. Honorable Minister, please, Right Honorable Speaker, I need protection.
Honorable, you are centrally protected.
Thank you. The Right Honorable Speaker, women, we are advocating for economic empowerment, but embarrassment being caused on women, especially the rural women. Once if somebody is a suspect, they undress the person, they removed everything, the knickers, and they are beating the central government. And yet, I don't know which law. Why don't we on that day?
Thank you. Thank you. No, Honorable. No, Honorable colleagues, once someone is caught in such an act, even the local government shouldn't be beaten. No government should be beaten. So Honorable Zumra, and then I'll call Honorable Kisa to represent men.
Yeah,
Honorable Zumra.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to join the rest of my colleagues to thank them.
Wear the colors of their parties. Right, Honorable Minister, you're in charge of the women, the women's docket, the ministry. You need to come out and speak about this. We have seen brutality. These men in uniform who are supposed to serve our country, they are beating women. You need to come out and stand and speak about this. I represent all women on WOPA, so even if it happened to someone in any other political divide, I'll come out and speak. We need to protect women. We need to see women associate wherever they want to be. Right Honorable Speaker, we have women in prisons. Our women do not access sanitary pads, sanitary towels. I have met several who say that when I'm imprisoned, I'm in my periods. Until I get to reach my family, that's when I'll be able to access sanitary towels. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Gender needs to visit these prisons and make sure that women can access anything they need, because you have no control over that. We need to see that women can access sanitary towels in the prisons. And also, Right Honorable Speaker, we have so many women who are in those safe houses. Women are different, Right Honorable Speaker. If someone is put in a safe house for more than 48 hours, a woman, without clean, safe bathrooms, washrooms, what do you expect a woman to go through? We need to hear the ministry speak about this. You're going to celebrate the International Women's Day, but they are trailblazers. They are women who started this journey. If they were here, they would speak about these issues, the issues that affect a woman. We don't have to talk about only economic empowerment, elective positions. We need to speak about those issues that affect a